I never believed in love at first sight until the day I met him. It was a warm summer afternoon, and the sun bathed the city streets in a golden glow. Seeking refuge from the bustling chaos, I stepped into a small bookstore tucked away on a quiet corner. The familiar scent of old books filled the air, and the shelves were lined with treasures waiting to be discovered. As I wandered through the narrow aisles, running my fingers along the spines of novels, my eyes were drawn to a particular book on the top shelf. Its cover, worn and weathered, held an air of mystery. Determined to reach it, I stretched my arm as far as I could, my fingertips barely brushing against the book's edge. His smile was disarming, a mischievous glimmer in his eyes as he effortlessly plucked the book from the shelf and handed it to me. "Looks like you have good taste in books," he said, his voice smooth and warm, sending shivers down my spine. I blushed, a rush of embarrassment flooding through me. "Thank you," I replied, trying to regain my composure. "I've been wanting to read this for a while." Ethan's smile widened. "Well, I'm glad I could be of assistance. My name's Ethan, by the way." "I'm Evelyn," I introduced myself, feeling an instant connection with this stranger who had entered my life so unexpectedly. We stood there, exchanging pleasantries and sharing snippets of our lives, oblivious to the world around us. Time seemed to stand still as we delved into deeper conversations, finding comfort and familiarity in each other's words. Before we knew it, the sun had begun its descent, casting long shadows across the bookstore. Reluctantly, we realized we had to part ways, but the spark between us refused to dim. Ethan leaned in closer, his breath grazing my ear as he whispered, "Perhaps we could meet again. There's so much more to talk about." My heart fluttered at his words, and I nodded, my voice barely above a whisper. I would like that. With a promise hanging in the air, we exchanged numbers, the anticipation of future conversations filling us with hope and excitement. As we went our separate ways that evening, I couldn't help but feel that my life had taken an unexpected turn, and I was about to embark on an incredible journey with Ethan by my side. Little did I know that our love would be tested, that obstacles would arise, and that we would have to fight against the odds to be together. But in that moment, all I could focus on was the magic of our chance encounter and the possibilities it held for both of us. Ethan and I embarked on a delicate dance of secrecy, our love hidden from prying eyes. We met in hidden corners of the city, like two clandestine souls drawn together by an irresistible force. Our stolen moments were precious, cherished fragments of time that we treasured dearly. One evening, we found ourselves perched on a park bench beneath the flickering glow of a street lamp. The air crackled with tension as we discussed the complexities of our forbidden love. "I wish we didn't have to hide," I confessed, my voice filled with a hint of sadness. Ethan's gaze softened, and he reached out to cup my face gently. "I know, Evelyn. It's not easy, but we have to hold on. Our love is worth fighting for." I leaned into his touch, feeling a sense of solace in his words. "But what about my family? They have such different expectations for my future." A shadow crossed Ethan's face, his eyes clouded with worry. "We'll find a way, Evelyn. Love has a way of overcoming obstacles. We just have to be patient." And patient we were. We continued to live our lives in parallel, sharing stolen glances and secret smiles in the presence of others, always careful not to arouse suspicion. But the strain of our hidden romance began to take its toll. One day, while walking hand in hand through a bustling market, we noticed a familiar face in the crowd. It was my older brother, Andrew, who had a reputation for being nosy and quick to judge. Panic washed over us as we realized our secret was in imminent danger of being exposed. Andrew's eyes narrowed as he caught sight of us, and he approached with a stern expression. "Evelyn, what on earth are you doing here with him?" My heart raced, and I struggled to find the right words. "Andrew, it's not what you think. We're just friends." He scoffed, his disbelief evident. "Friends? Don't lie to me, Evelyn. I can see it in your eyes. You're in love with him, aren't you?" I glanced at Ethan, his face a mix of worry and determination. Summoning all my courage, I faced my brother head on. "Yes, Andrew, I love him, and he loves me too." Andrew's eyes blazed with anger as he towered over us. "You're betraying our family, Evelyn. father will never accept this. You need to end it now." Tears welled up in my eyes, but I refused to back down. "No, Andrew. This is my life, my happiness. I won't let anyone dictate who I can or cannot love." As Andrew stormed away, leaving us standing there in the midst of the bustling market, a newfound resolve settled within me. Our love may be forbidden, but it was real, and we were prepared to fight for it, no matter the consequences. In the face of mounting challenges, Ethan and I vowed to hold on to our love, even when it seemed impossible. We knew the road ahead would be treacherous, but as long as we had each other, we were ready to face whatever obstacles lay in our path. Little did we know that the battle for our love had only just begun. The revelation of our forbidden love had ignited a firestorm within my family. Their disappointment and anger were palpable, and they were determined to tear us apart by any means necessary. My father, in particular, took it upon himself to extinguish the flame of our love no matter the cost. Days turned into weeks, and the pressure from my family began to suffocate our relationship. Ethan and I found ourselves navigating a minefield of obstacles, each step more treacherous than the last. One evening, as Ethan and I sat on a park bench, hidden from prying eyes, I poured my heart out to him. "Ethan, I don't know how much longer I can endure this. It feels like everything is falling apart." He reached for my trembling hand, his touch a lifeline amidst the chaos. "I understand, Evelyn, but we have to stay strong. We knew this wouldn't be easy, but our love is worth fighting for." A heavy sigh escaped my lips, my voice laced with frustration. "But why can't they see how happy we are together? Why can't they accept that love knows no boundaries?" Ethan's eyes mirrored my pain, and his voice trembled with a mix of sorrow and determination. "Sometimes people are afraid of what they don't understand, Evelyn. They hold on to their beliefs so tightly that they're blind to their beliefs so tightly that they're blind to the beauty of love. But we can't let their ignorance dim our light." Our love continued to be met with disdain and opposition from my family. They went to great lengths to hinder our relationship, ensuring that every encounter was monitored and controlled. Our once vibrant world now felt suffocating and confined. One afternoon, as I sat in my room, I overheard my parents arguing heatedly outside my door. Their voices seeped through the cracks, carrying the weight of their disapproval. "I won't stand for this, Margaret," my father shouted. "She will not tarnish our family's reputation with her reckless choices." My mother's voice quivered with desperation. "But William, she's our daughter. We should be supporting her happiness, not tearing it apart." The door creaked open, and I caught a glimpse of their furious expressions before hastily closing my bedroom door. The truth was undeniable. My family's acceptance seemed like an elusive dream. Days turned into weeks, and the walls around me closed in further. My father's wrath knew no bounds as he devised strategies to weaken our bond. He manipulated situations, turning friends and allies against us. The weight of his actions pressed heavily upon us, threatening to shatter our spirits. But love, as stubborn as it is resilient, kept us fighting. We sought solace in stolen moments, whispering promises of a future where our love would conquer all. Even in the face of adversity, our hearts remained steadfast. One evening, as Ethan and I sat in the dimly lit room of our secret sanctuary, we contemplated the toll our love had taken. "Evelyn," Ethan said, his voice tinged with both sadness and determination. "We knew this path wouldn't be easy, but we can't let them win. We have to keep believing in our love, even when it feels impossible." Tears welled up in my eyes, and I nodded, my voice choked with emotion. "I won't give up on us, Ethan. No matter what they throw our way, we'll face it together." Hand in hand, we embraced, finding strength in each other's presence. We vowed to remain resilient, ready to weather the storms that lay ahead. Little did we know that the trials we had faced were just the beginning, and our love would be tested in ways we couldn't yet imagine. The weight of my family's disapproval hung heavy in the air, threatening to crush our spirits. But nothing could have prepared us for the devastating turn our lives would take. It was a sunny afternoon, the sky painted in hues of blue and white. Ethan had decided to take his motorcycle for a ride, seeking solace and freedom on the open road. Unbeknownst to us, my father's wrath had taken a sinister turn. As Ethan maneuvered through the city streets, his every move controlled by the twisting of the throttle, he suddenly felt a jolt, a loss of control. Panic gripped him as he fought against the motorcycle's momentum, desperately trying to regain control. But it was too late. Father cut the brake. The screeching of brakes filled the air as the motorcycle careened into a lamppost. Metal collided with metal, and the world blurred into a cacophony of chaos and pain. Ethan's body was flung through the air, crashing onto the unforgiving pavement. When I received the news, my heart shattered into a million pieces. Fear and anguish consumed me as I rushed to the hospital, praying that he would survive. As I stood by his bedside, his body adorned with casts and bandages, the room felt suffocating with the weight of our love and the darkness of my family's actions. Tears streamed down my face as I gently held Ethan's hand. "Please, Ethan, don't leave me. We have so much more to overcome. I need you." His voice, weak but filled with determination, escaped his lips. "I'm not going anywhere, Evelyn. We've come too far to let this tragedy define us. We'll fight together." I clung to his words like a lifeline, finding solace in the strength of our love. In the days that followed, we faced a new reality, one of hospitals, surgeries, and rehabilitation. But through it all, our bond grew stronger, forged in the fire of adversity. As Ethan's body mended, we hatched a plan to rise above the shackles of my family's oppression and reclaim our love. One evening, as the setting sun painted the sky in shades of gold, Ethan looked at me with determination in his eyes. "Evelyn, we can't let them break us. It's time we take control of our own destiny." I nodded, a flicker of defiance igniting within me. "You're right, Ethan. It's time to show them that our love cannot be extinguished." Together, we delved into the depths of our strength and resilience, plotting our revenge against those who sought to tear us apart. My father, a powerful businessman, held his secrets tightly guarded in his safe. It was there that we would strike, where his vulnerabilities lay. Late into the night, with stealth and determination, we executed our plan. I slipped a laxative into my father's tea, watching as he unwittingly consumed it. As the laxative took effect, causing him to retreat to the bathroom, I seized the opportunity. With my heart pounding in my chest, I entered my father's study, the safe standing imposingly in the corner. I cracked the combination, my hands trembling, and as the safe door swung open, I felt a surge of liberation. Grabbing the files, I carried them outside into the moonlit yard. With each file that met the flames, I felt a sense of release. A symbolic act of shedding the shackles that bound us. Ethan watched me with a mixture of pride and love in his eyes. "We did it, Evelyn. We've taken a step towards freedom." As the embers of the burning files danced in the night, we knew that our actions would have consequences, but we were prepared to face them, to fight for our love with every ounce of our being. Hand in hand, we walked away from the burning remnants of the past, ready to embrace the uncertain future that awaited us. Our path was filled with challenges, but our love burned brighter than ever, guiding us through the darkness as we sought a life free from the chains of oppressions. In the aftermath of our audacious act of revenge, the repercussions were swift and merciless. The flames that consumed my father's files served as a catalyst, igniting a firestorm of rage within my family. They were determined to crush our love, and they would stop at nothing to do so. The once fragile walls that confined me now felt impenetrable. My movements were scrutinized, my every move controlled. I became a prisoner in my own home, held captive by the iron grip of my family's wrath. Days turned into weeks, and the weight of confinement grew heavier with each passing moment. I longed to break free, to be reunited with Ethan, but the reality of our situation seemed insurmountable. In the depths of my solitude, I found solace in the memories of our stolen moments, the whispers in the night, the gentle touch of his hand, and the promises we made to one another. Those memories became a lifeline, reminding me of the love that fueled our resilience. One evening, as I sat alone in my room, the walls closing in on me, I heard a soft knock on my door. My heart leaped with hope as I rushed to open it, praying that it was Ethan standing on the other side. To my surprise, it was my younger sister, Lily, her eyes filled with both worry and determination. "Evelyn, we can't let them keep us apart. I've seen how much you love Ethan, and I won't stand idly by while they tear you apart." Tears welled up in my eyes as I embraced Lily, feeling a glimmer of hope ignite within me. "Lily, you don't understand how much this means to me. But what can we do? The walls around us seem impenetrable." She smiled, a flicker of mischief in her eyes. "We may not be able to break down the walls, but we can find a way around them. I have an idea." Together, Lily and I devised a plan to circumvent the watchful eyes of my family and reunite me with Ethan. We would use the cover of darkness to orchestrate our escape, relying on our love and determination to guide us through the treacherous path that lay ahead. The night of our escape arrived, and my heart raced with anticipation as I tiptoed down the silent corridors, following Lily's lead. She had mapped out the escape route meticulously, avoiding the security cameras and the guards patrolling the premises. As we reached the side entrance, Lily turned to me, her voice filled with both excitement and nervousness. "Evelyn, this is it. We're taking control of our own destiny. Are you ready?" I nodded, a surge of adrenaline coursing through my veins. "I'm ready, Lily. Let's do this." With that, we slipped into the night, stealthily making our way through the darkened streets. Fear and anticipation mingled within me as we drew closer to our destination, the place where Ethan awaited, a symbol of freedom and love. Finally, we reached our rendezvous point, where Ethan stood, his eyes shining with a mixture of relief and love. I ran into his arms, feeling the weight of the world lifting off my shoulders. "Evelyn," he whispered, his voice filled with both tenderness and determination. "We're finally together again. Nothing can tear us apart now." I held him tightly, my heart swelling with joy. "You're right, Ethan. Our love is stronger than anything they throw at us. We'll face whatever comes our way, united." In that moment, surrounded by the darkness and uncertainty, we found solace in each other's embrace. We were free from the confines of my family's oppression, free to chart our own path, and free to chart our own path, and free to love without limitations. As the embers of our newfound freedom flickered in our hearts, we knew that our journey was far from over. The scars of my family's oppression still marred our souls, and the desire for justice burned within us. It was time to turn the tables and make them taste the bitterness they had inflicted upon us. Ethan and I retreated to a secluded hideaway, a place where we could gather our thoughts and devise a plan to bring my family to their knees. Surrounded by walls adorned with newspaper clippings and photographs, we immersed ourselves in the depths of vengeance. Ethan's eyes glinted with determination as he spoke, his voice laced with a righteous anger. "Evelyn, we can't let them get away with what they've done. They thought they could break us, but we'll show them the strength of our love." I nodded, my heart pounding with a mix of anticipation and apprehension. "You're right, Ethan. It's time to unveil their true nature and make them pay for their cruelty." Together, we embarked on a journey of research and revelation, peeling back the layers of my family's deceit and corruption. We discovered the intricate web of their business dealings, the lies they had spun to maintain their facade of respectability. Days turned into weeks as we meticulously gathered evidence, a tapestry of secrets and lies that would unravel my family's carefully crafted image. We knew that to truly hurt them, we had to strike at the heart of their power, the files my father had meticulously kept in his safe. One night, as we sat huddled together, poring over the gathered evidence, Ethan's eyes sparkled with a hint of mischief. "Evelyn, I have an idea. We can expose them, not just to the world, but to themselves. We'll make them face the monsters they've become." Intrigued, I leaned closer, my curiosity piqued. "Tell me, Ethan, what's your plan?" A mischievous smile played on his lips as he unveiled his strategy. "We'll find a way to confront them publicly, expose their crimes, and make them accountable for their actions. We'll show the world the true faces behind the masks." Excitement coursed through my veins as I embraced his plan. Yes, Ethan, let's shine a light on their darkness. It's time they faced the consequences of their actions. Together, we spent countless nights refining our plan, anticipating their moves, and strategizing our next steps. We knew it wouldn't be easy, that the road ahead would be treacherous, but we were fueled by a burning desire for justice and the strength of our love. The day of reckoning arrived, an annual gala hosted by my family where influential figures from the business world gathered to celebrate their success. It was the perfect stage to expose their true colors and bring them crashing down from their lofty pedestals. As we made our way through the grand ballroom, our hearts pounding with a mix of nervousness and determination, we exchanged a knowing glance. This was our moment, the culmination of our planning and resilience. Ethan squeezed my hand, his voice filled with unwavering determination. Remember, Evelyn, we're doing this not just for ourselves, but for everyone they've hurt. We will prevail. With a deep breath, I nodded, my voice filled with quiet resolve. Together, Ethan, will strip away their power and restore justice. We approached the podium where my father stood, his charismatic smile masking a sea of deceit. As I stepped forward, the room fell silent, anticipation thick in the air. My dear guests, I began, my voice steady and resolute. Today, I stand before you to unveil the truth hidden behind the polished facade of my family's empire. The truth that my father, a man revered by many, is but a wolf in sheep's clothing. Gasps filled the room as I presented the evidence, the files, the documents, the irrefutable proof of their corruption. The once admiring eyes now glared with a mixture of shock and disbelief. My father's face contorted with rage and desperation, but there was no escaping the truth. The carefully crafted lies crumbled, leaving only the stark reality of their crimes. As the room erupted into chaos, I turned to Ethan, a sense of triumph and relief washing over me. We did it, Ethan. We've exposed them for who they truly are. He smiled, his eyes shimmering with pride and love. Yes, Evelyn, we've brought them to their knees, and now they'll have to face the consequences of their actions. In that moment, revenge tasted both sweet and bittersweet. We had unveiled the darkness that had haunted us for so long, but the journey had taken its toll. As we stood hand in hand, we knew that our lives would never be the same. The road ahead was uncertain, but together, we would face whatever challenges awaited us, knowing that our love had triumphed over the forces that had sought to tear us apart. In the aftermath of the explosive revelation at the gala, the world around us seemed to spin in a chaotic frenzy. The once mighty empire my family had built crumbled, reduced to mere ashes of its former glory. But amidst the wreckage, Ethan and I found a sense of liberation, a renewed spirit burning within us. News of my family's downfall spread like wildfire, capturing the attention of media outlets and the public alike. Our story, once one of forbidden love and oppression, had transformed into a tale of resilience and justice. We became symbols of triumph over adversity, inspiring others to challenge the chains that held them captive. With newfound strength and determination, Ethan and I forged ahead, ready to embrace the uncertain future that awaited us. We no longer had to hide in the shadows, concealed by the veil of secrecy. The world knew our story, and we were ready to live it to the fullest. As we stood on the balcony of our new apartment, the city lights glittering below, Ethan turned to me, his voice filled with hope. Evelyn, can you believe how far we've come? We've overcome so much, and now we have the chance to build a life of our own. I leaned into him, a sense of contentment washing over me. It feels surreal, Ethan. We've faced darkness, but now we can bask in the light of our love. Together, we embarked on a journey of self-discovery and growth. We pursued our passions, pursuing careers that aligned with our true selves, free from the chains of familial expectations. We immersed ourselves in art, literature, and music, allowing our souls to soar to new heights. But our journey was not without its challenges. The wounds inflicted by my family's oppression ran deep, and healing took time. There were moments when doubt and insecurity threatened to engulf us. Yet we leaned on each other, supporting and lifting one another up. One evening, as we sat in our cozy living room, a crackling fire casting a warm glow, Ethan spoke softly, his voice filled with tenderness. "Evelyn, I want you to know that I'm here for you, always. We've come so far, but if there are still ghosts of the past haunting you, we'll face them together." Tears welled up in my eyes as I looked into his soulful gaze. "Thank you, Ethan. You've been my rock, my anchor in the storm. With you by my side, I know I can conquer anything." And so we continued to heal, to grow, and to love fiercely. The scars of the past slowly faded, replaced by a sense of resilience and gratitude. We celebrated each milestone, cherishing the small victories that led us closer to the life we had envisioned. As the flames of our liberation burned brighter, we found ourselves not only free from the shackles of my family's oppression, but free to dream, to explore, and to create our own legacy. Our love, once hidden in the shadows, now illuminated our path forward. Together, we walked hand in hand, embracing the beauty and unpredictability of life. We had faced adversity, survived the storm, and emerged stronger than ever. Our love story, once filled with obstacles and pain, had transformed into a testament of triumph, a tale of two souls who refused to be silenced. And as the world continued to spin, we reveled in the simple joy of being alive, knowing that the flames of our liberation would guide us to a future filled with endless possibilities.